Okay, so this is really hard to find. Ha! Hey there, tomorrow people. BenyTeeJ here. First, I want to say that I have been slacking, and there is no good excuse to say why. But I will give a short explanation, and that is stress. I love doing these videos. They make me feel like I accomplished something good every time I upload one. And maybe you feel good watching them. And I really apologize for my lack of content. But today, I bring a new type of content, or really an old one that I only did once, which will be a serious video on a topic that I got while watching a Sunny V2 video. I forgot the name of the video and I'm not finna even remember. You know what I'm saying? I literally just watched the video. So I'm finna just, boom, pop it up right here, and that's gone. As always, the beats used in the video were made by my close friend, KVO Star. His channel link will be in the description. Oh, and I know you probably already reported me to your local authority for the title of the video, but it has a reason for being called that, and you'll soon see why. Now that was a long introduction. Time to get this discussion started. We all loved watching our favorite child actors play in our favorite shows. Now I don't know about you, but as a kid, I didn't really know who the actors were outside the show, and honestly, I just didn't care. I had bigger problems to solve, like figuring out my mom's sleep pattern so that I can secretly watch TV and have a midnight snack, only to end up getting caught and fold under pressure. I'm not made for the streets. I am an internet gangster. Now that joke is out of the way, you better have laughed.
No.
In all seriousness, I was never curious as to who they were outside the show until I was like 14 years old. The first time I ever saw an actor outside a show was the time Ariana Grande blew up for her Thank You Next song, which was a hit for its time and beyond. Companies like Nickelodeon, who while may not intentionally fail their child actors, still do play a part in their careers' downfalls and upbringings. One of the main reasons these companies fail their actors is that they don't, or at least have a poor way of managing the actors' money. While the Coogan account is a great way to stop the child actors from going broke, only 15% of their earnings go into the account, which means either the parent or the child gets 85%. And if the average earning for an actor is about $3,600 a week, man, I am broke. That means if I do the math, move the slope, take the pie, and divide the eggs, then that means about 540 is put into the Coogan account, and 3,060 is given to the child. Bro, why are you showing the calculator? Like, get off the screen. I don't know where that calculator came from. Anyways, which in my opinion is a lot of money. A kid who is probably 8 to 10 years old. But if I were in their position, I'm taking that money with greed in my eyes, is what I would say if I didn't know that a lot of parents keep the child's money, especially financially unstable parents. Take Cole Sprouse for example, the twin brother who played in The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. A masterpiece. In an interview, he stated that he blamed his mother for losing most of their earliest income, which included shows like Friends and the movie Big Daddy, which, don't mind what the reviews say, any movie between 1970 and 1999 was a banger, and if someone says no, send them to the gulag. What I'm trying to say is that these companies, or maybe even the agents, don't at all do enough to secure the actors' paychecks. Probably why a lot of them either cut off their parents or sue them. Everyone can have a child. Not everyone can take care of one or multiple. You know, because for some reason there are people who are damn near have like 5 children in their bellies. That's crazy. Another reason these companies fail the actors is that they just drop them. I know you're asking what I mean by drop them. Well, let me give you an example. Have you ever watched that 70s show? You did? Well, I didn't. But I did know an actor on there. His name was Topher Grace, aka Eric Foreman for you 70s show fans. He was a successful actor in a successful show. But yet the only other film he was in was a masterpiece, Spider-Man 3. After that, it seemed like he disappeared, but he didn't. He's still acting, just hasn't been in any blockbuster movies. What makes me bring up this reason is that after you unsign your contract, which is what he did, these companies just act as if you were never a part of them. And yet these same companies will claim to be a family or have, better opportunities in the future if you choose to. Basically a whole lot of nonsense. But last time I heard, families stick together. Dom Toretto said that, so you know it's true. And even if Topher was in the wrong for ending his contract, because I think he did 7 seasons, and then after that season was the last season, so yeah, maybe they were a little mad.
Oh no, bro!
The company he worked for could have at least secured a spot on the second project. It would have been a whole lot better for the company and him, but instead they chose to drop him and go look for the next golden apple that they can all take a piece of. To sum it up, don't be fooled by the grandeur life that child actors, or at least the companies, will show you. It's all just business. Oh, and a side note, I know Topher isn't a child actor, but it does happen to child actors. 2 of them would be, okay. So this is really hard to find. Ha! Another reason why these companies fail the actors is not checking up on their physical and mental health. A prime example, well, let me not say prime, because then I'd be victimizing her, even though she was a victim of financial abuse, emotional abuse, and even foot abuse.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I know you're confused as to what foot abuse is. I'll get to that. Now, how did she experience this in her time as one of the most iconic best friends in a series that you should have guessed by now, iCarly? I don't know how you were supposed to guess that. Well, with the financial abuse, she in multiple interviews stated that Nickelodeon might have kept some of her money from her, which was the Coogan account money that she was supposed to be given when she turned 18. But due to some paperwork nonsense that a multi-billion-dollar company couldn't fix, she never got her money.
Did you get to keep this money?
Well, there's a thing called the Coogan account that's supposed to take 15% of your money off the top and kind of put it into the child's account so that they can have at least 15% of their money by the time they're 18, and the rest of the money is kind of up for grabs. But I got these papers that were saying that like the Coogan account information was never properly filed. That was kind of a little bit of a shock. I really have no idea what was happening, and my mom was in control of everything, so I don't think I ever saw the Coogan account money.
And while I am a math genius, with how much of a smashing hit iCarly was, the amount of money she lost must have been in the 6 figures or even 7 figures at least. And who knows, maybe even not. 8 figures is a stretch, but we'll never know because we'll never see that money. I mean, well, she'll never see that money because I don't really want to see her money unless I'm taking it. Like, let's be honest. Hey, McCurdy, if you watch this, you should sue them. Even if someone lose their jobs, get your money up, not your funny up. As you can see, that's a lot of money lost, and even the money she had gotten was stated by her to be in control by her mother. Now that's reasonable. No child below 16 should be making 6 figures unless you live in a really poor conditions. Then it doesn't matter if you're 5, you got to grow up. The world is cruel. Another abuse she experienced was emotional abuse. She experienced this mainly with her mother following everything she told her to do blindly. And you shouldn't blame her nor call the mom a villain. There is a reason why research on abuse is still going on. Because abuse can be so subtle that you don't even realize it, nor the person who's giving the abuse. That is what I would say if I didn't see the email McCurdy's mother sent to her, and boy, I'm just gonna tell you, if you want to know what she said, search up Jeanette McCurdy mom cruel email. I don't want to put it in the description because I feel as though that'd just be I don't know, maybe YouTube might see it as a demonetization or something. Believe me, it's not for the faint of heart.
We do not care.
After that email was sent, McCurdy went to a lot of therapy to deal with the abuse she had gotten from her mother. Through her journey, has had a successful career with not only her book but also her live stand-up comedy show. She's actually funny. And her last, well, at least what I'm going to mention, was foot abuse, which is technically a form of physical abuse and maybe mental abuse a bit. And what is this? Well, you probably know Dan Schneider, one of Nickelodeon's greatest producers. But what you don't know is that he had a disturbing obsession with feet. Now, you could say it was all just for laughs and giggles, and maybe I'm reaching, but there are posts or times where she said that she would tell Dan about his inappropriate behavior with feet, and he would continue to pressure her or other actors into doing the scenes. There were a lot of feet gags during iCarly's run. Not just iCarly, Victorious, Sam and Cat, and every show he ever produced, there were a lot of feet gags. But if there was one thing in common with them all, it's that they would always just show the feet or at least a close-up that barely shows the actor. This can happen to any child actor. It might have even happened to one of your actors. Wait. Yes. This can happen to any child actor. It might have even happened to one of your actors, but instead, they chose to accept the hush money they were given, which McCurdy didn't accept. Instead, she chose to expose Nickelodeon about offering her $300,000 worth of hush money. Just think about it. Imagine you being a child actor, $360, $3,600 a week, most of it being controlled by your parent, you having no free will to do really anything, and really the parents could choose to accept the money without you ever knowing. Did it change anything? Well, that's for you to figure out. That's the end of the video. Make sure to subscribe, have that like button shine like the sun, and for the comment of the day, who is or was your favorite kid actor? Stay safe, stay blessed, and stay ahead of the rest. See you tomorrow, people. Peace out.